Hi, friends. I'm Bobby Lehew, and welcome. Most of you are customers, commonsku clients, but if you're new to commonsku, today's webinar is brought to you courtesy of us at commonsku. Over 800 distributors powering 1.8 billion in network volume rely on commonsku's connected workflow to process their orders, connect their team, and dramatically grow sales. So on behalf of our entire team, thanks for taking 30 minutes out of your day. We promise to make it the best 30 minutes you're going to have today, and you're going to have a good time just enjoying these trends. Today, we're kind of just having a conversation. It's not really a typical webinar, which is really great commonsku Numo culture, right? We want to just have a conversation around trends, and it's a bit of a mashup. So we're taking a look at spring trends through two lenses. Number one, trends we're seeing from the best merch stories that we featured in our newsletter, The Backpack. If you're not familiar with The Backpack, it is our trends newsletter that we release on the first and third Friday of each month. We're also looking at these trends today through design trends as created and curated by our guest today, Sarah Aguinaga, Chief Creative Officer at Numo, also known as SP. We'll be calling her SP throughout this conversation. SP is a creative leader with 18 years of experience. As Numo's Chief Creative Officer, she oversees the curation of all things color and design. Previously, she was textile design director at JCPenney. She began her career at Fossil, and she's really passionate about curating cohesive, beautiful art collections and leading high-performing creative teams. Welcome, Sarah.
Hey, hey, Bob.
Hello. Thanks for
Hi.
joining us. Thanks for joining
Yeah.
us today.
Thank you for having me. I'm super excited.
It's really fun to get someone from the creative team, because normally you're not like out front in front of folks. You're back behind the scenes designing things and directing creative. So it's really fun to get someone like you on the show. So thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about like what a creative director does. So what do you do at Numo? Can you give us an example of like a day in the life, or kind of what's on your radar, what you're preparing for, anything to give us a glimpse into your role?
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, it's all things, anything creative, really. Booth designs, layout, all things around new collections, products. We're talking color assortments, curating collection artwork, photo shoots, product styling, email campaigns, social media. If it has anything to do with design, creative, my team's touched it. So yeah, everything. Kind of on our radar right now are some new things happening. Definitely prepping for some shows here in spring, summer. And then the biggest thing is we're getting a configurator live. So
What
that
is
we're
that?
yeah, we're really excited about. It's where our distributors can work with their clients and really go to a product that they're interested in, color, material, detail. They get to pick it. They see it come to life. 2D and 3D models. It's awesome. So it's
Wow.
a way to really build these unique items right there from our website. So in a couple months, we'll be on
Awesome.
that. So we're
Wow. Right. I'm glad we got to plug that here today with, 140
yeah.
plus of your friends here on the commonsku platform. All right. So we're going to talk about 5 trends today. Now, remember, we're looking at this through 2 lenses. We're looking at this through the lens of the backpack and what's going on in trends in culture and merch. And then we're looking at trends through SP's design creative eye as she directs things at Numo. So our first trend, and all these trend ideas came from SP. The first one is color narratives. Now, what do you mean by color narratives, SP?
I mean, it's really just allowing color to tell a story, not relying just on the product, the item, but really putting the focus on color. That's kind of the vibe here.
Is that because traditionally suppliers have been stuck in safe lanes of offering like corporate blue, gray, black, and white?
Ever since I joined this industry, that's what I have seen. And
Yeah.
I've seen like a shift from that, the consumer, everybody wants to see freshness, and that can be in unexpected color combos. I think it's really cool when a brand takes a risk with color.
Yeah. Great.
That really can catch us off guard in this space right now. Like in social media, you can get lost, literally just seeing everything. And so color can really make a brand stand out. So I
Yeah.
think it's really important.
Are there, so to your point, you said to me that clients really want kind of cool and funky. And we've seen this with the backpack. So a trend I'll show you that we've noticed with the backpack is take like a big company's corporate brand guidelines, right? This is KFC's corporate brand guidelines. And look what they did when they partnered with a German art designer. They partnered with Yeye Willer out of Germany. And it's a two-person art team who designed this amazing merch collection. And back to your point about color narratives, they completely shook up the brand guidelines. Like there are a lot of brands doing this. It's not just our opinion here. We're seeing this a lot. In fact, we saw this here just recently in the last issue we published with Major League Baseball and LA Dodgers. They produced this really cool collection, completely off brand, if you will, right? We've sort of left the world of sticking only with your brand, and we're seeing this trend with playfulness and using color as a way to expand the conversation. So is that kind of what you're talking about?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, when you have like seconds to catch somebody,
Yeah.
I color is the way to do it.
Uh,
So yeah, I think it's so important and we're really seeing like an uptick in it. So the funkier, the better. And I think the younger market is expecting it. So if we
yeah.
don't give them cool color, we're just gonna fall behind.
Cool. Funkier, the better. I love that. Okay. Customized culture, trend number two. Traditionally, it's been very hard in our industry to create something unique per recipient. Personalized over mass produced in promo is something you mentioned to me. So, how are you seeing brands use customization features at Numo?
I mean, brands are coming to us for literally the customization. I mean, we can do it all. We're made to order. But people want a unique experience that's theirs. They don't want this mass-produced item that everybody has. And so we're trying to create that culture around, customized items, customized experiences.
Yeah.
Our biggie right now is these brand activations, which really allows a brand to shine. So like three-way pin bars, where
Mm,
where the customer gets to create their own what's unique to them. We're talking like leather debossing bars where they can come in and make something unique to them with initials, debossing, different things, logos, marbling. Yeah, there's so much happening right now that there is no reason that anybody should be handed just a cookie cutter product.
I love that. And speaking of marbling, this is taken from Numo's Substack newsletter. And this shows a little bit of the process behind the scenes of the marbling that goes on this gorgeous. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful.
It's amazing. And truly, every single item is unique to that product. So just you can see there, if somebody or if they're marbling an item, like, and then they're going to cut a journal out, everybody's going to have a unique special piece. And I think that's so amazing. And
I
we're doing
love that.
it all by hand. I mean, it's awesome.
What blows my mind is I've been in the Mexico factory and it is like the world's largest maker shop, right? It's like cool people making cool shit around every corner you turn,
Yeah,
right? There's just really cool things going on. And I just love that about how as Numo has grown, you've been able to create this like really cool maker mentality.
for sure. I mean, you definitely just like took our words. It's definitely, we're making cool shit. And that's awesome.
On if you're a commonsku customer, you can grab these things also from collections straight in the platform and pop those right into a presentation and create a shop. So you can do that with the collections. There's a few snapshots of Numo's collections there as well. There's something else I want to mention that sort of, that highlight, I bumped my mic. The highlight of this trend is that SP, we talk about culture a lot. And Anna Angelic, someone we follow, talks about culture in the sense of what are we talking about when we mean culture? And what she said was that she really means subcultures, about niches or niches. And the more you understand these subcultures, the better you'll be as a creative person. And she as a business, you're going to get punished if you don't understand culture. And within, like we call a lot of our market industries, but really they're cultures and subcultures. If you're working with finance, it's a different culture than if you're working with the tech industry. So culture shouldn't be taken lightly. It's something we should take very seriously. All right. Oh, by the way, we had this really cool thing we highlighted. Here's an example of subcultures. McDonald's typical uniform program you wouldn't think would be all that exciting, but this is something we highlighted in the last issue of the backpack, which is the McDonald's uniform program. The Finns created this wonderful uniform program made from McDonald's uniforms, and they had a fashion show in McDonald's, which was like, that's super cool, right? Really great glimpse at culture, at customization, at trying to doing something bespoke for different segments of the market. All right. Trend number 3 is maximalism. Probably one of my favorite trends here as we talk about it. After a long season of quiet luxury, it seems like the fashion houses are all shouting this from the headlines that the return of maximalism and the death of quiet luxury. You said that maximalism takes customization, self-expression, and creativity through design choices to a new level, playful experimenting, more of everything, bold colors, use of pattern. How are you seeing this actually played out in your manufacturing floor with design choices made by customers?
For us, I really think it's more in the pattern play. I feel like this is a trend that maybe we're not quite there in our industry or we're
Mm,
starting to catch up. But for us, it's really the bold patterns, bold pattern with embroidery on top, or like the marbling with then a debossing. Like it's literally anything goes, the more the merrier. And it's really whatever you like. There's no structure behind it. So yeah, for us, we're seeing like really utilizing the edge to edge 4CP printing. It's really cool to walk, on the production floor and see these bold prints happening. It's pretty awesome.
we're seeing this in culture a lot. We highlighted this. This is a partnership from the Brooklyn Art Museum and Kith, and they partnered with artists that are all over the world and created these end to end. Something you mentioned to me was this end to end design. You're seeing a lot of end to end design, not just full color, but end to end, but also decoration on top of decoration. So you see, as going back to your word funky, there's lots of funky uses with
Yeah,
this.
sure.
All right. Another one of my favorite trends here we're going to get into is this whole baseball hats. We're talking about products now, specific products, baseball hats and tote bags. Numo is known for their all over customization capability. So tell us about the patterns on these caps. This is super cool.
Yeah, so hats are new to us. But again, this is a fully customizable, build your own hat from nothing. And what we can bring to the table is all over prints. So hats are always going to be a classic item. I mean, they're pairing
Yeah.
it with blazers, all of this, cool things. But now it's kind of like, okay, how can you like funk up your hat and make it like the statement piece? And I think, that's what we have the capability of doing. Like we can PMS color match, we can do all over patterns, we can add embroidery. It can be really cool. So yeah, that's what we have to offer.
Um, we're seeing this. These are gorgeous. By what you do with the imagery and even your models and the things that you do at Numo are fantastic. We're seeing this interesting trend with caps where we're seeing this refined look with caps as well. You're seeing this funky and playful, and then you're also seeing this refined look. This is the project with Emma Watson's company that I think it was Gen Company that she partnered with, of all people, a leather shoemaker to source their merch. What's interesting trend we're seeing is that people are partnering with people who have taste to do their merch, and that's a really fascinating trend we're seeing. We're also seeing a lot of playfulness out there. Going back to our earlier point, this was the Sphere launched a new mascot emoji, and we noticed on their caps they're even using all these different expressions on their cap, and it's not just your typical logo placed on a product. And talk a little bit about, you mentioned refined athleisure. So there are brands obviously like Valence that are leading the way in refined athleisure, but how would you think of refined athleisure?
I mean, that's an interesting question. Refined athleisure. I mean, for us, it's really just all about the styling. And so for us, we have hats or have the ability to create hats that can be really refined and classic with, our cotton twills, embroidery, like super clean, super cool, and go completely the other direction of the maximalism and have fun and play with it. So yeah, it's refined athleisure, but then it's also maximalism
Yeah.
at its best.
Either extreme, it sounds like just not playing in the middle, like the typical boring stuff. It's really one extreme or the other. You can go refined athleisure take, or you can actually do something really, really cool and wild. Let's talk about oversized bags. This is a fascinating trend to me because I want to point this out, and probably everybody knows this story, but we all have seen the New Yorker tote bag for years. But I want you to think back for a minute when the first person that ever said to the New Yorker in the room and said, "Hey, we should do a tote bag." By the way, back in the day, they didn't call them tote bags; they called them book bags because the only people that read the New Yorker was a bunch of nerds who loved reading, and so they created a tote bag, and now it's ubiquitous. Obviously, it's a fashion. It's like what we're wearing. It's a fashion statement. 15 years ago, they had sold 500,000 bags. So you can imagine now through subscriptions, they've sold probably 2 million bags, and we've seen them all over the world. As Dwayne Shepard at Condé Nast said, he was there for 20 years. He'd never seen anything like this phenomenon before. But now, the reason why we're talking with SP about this at this point in the conversation is the bag market's changing a little bit, and it's getting bigger. Is that right? How is the bag market changing? I should let you speak about that.
Well, I mean, it's just like any trend. They come, they go. High rise
Mhm.
goes really high, goes really low, that whole idea. And so now there's that shift from that micro tiny bag now to the oversized. And so it's exciting. I mean, I like to look at it as kind of this walking billboard and not necessarily for a brand, but for your personal style. And so yeah, so we're just starting to kind of offer more and more when it comes to bigger bags. I feel like our customers are ready for it, and we just want to have a nice broad assortment for them.
Yeah, one of the things that we've noticed, and here's some beautiful bags that the Numo did. Something we've noticed in retail through the backpack are the trends for very big bags, so very extra large. What do you call them? Big ass bags.
Big ass
Yeah,
bag. We
yeah,
actually have one in work right now. We're calling the BAB, the
right.
B, and it is big ass bag because it literally is just that. So we're like, let's call it what it is.
I absolutely love it. So this is a brand called Playground. We noticed Playground is a type foundry. We noticed this through the backpack, and they did this really cool bag. It's a huge bag. And then we thought, well, this isn't just Playground, this really cool type foundry. It's actually happening in really cool fashion brands like Too Good, which is based out of Great Britain. This massive tote bag. I have this one on the right. It's huge. I don't know that I'm even going to be able to take it out. It's huge. But then we saw this all with the Paris Review as well. These are fantastic bags. But it's interesting, Sarah. You and I were talking about um, how I come to a show and you come to get a T-shirt and there's a small, medium, large, extra large. Maybe in our industry we now need to start thinking the tote bag because it's so ubiquitous as different sizes for people's tastes when they come to the show.
I love it. We're on
And
it.
and someone like Numo can do that because you're a custom make factory, right? You can have a bag of 3 different sizes that you're offering to your audience.
Yep, for sure. PPI 2026. That's a little
There we go. There we go. Okay, let's take a quick poll. Paulina, we'll take this quick poll of all the trends presented here today. We have more questions for SP, by the way. Stick around. We've got more. We want to know from you, of all the trends presented here today, which was your favorite to use for sales in Q2? Is it color narratives, customized culture, maximalism, baseball hats, and refined athleisure? While everybody's filling that out, SP, which is your favorite trend?
Man, I go between customized culture and maximalism, but I think they like play off each other.
Yeah,
Anything goes. So yeah, that's where I'm gonna live.
yeah. To see the results on this. Color narratives, interesting. I think people love the idea. I think we've all been like doing one spot logos forever, and this is probably a fun trend for us to play with. All right, last questions we have for you, SP. Everyone here is always looking for fresh inspo. Where do you go for inspiration?
It just depends. I mean, I'm always looking. Instagram, I definitely go to look at like artists, whatnot for color. Like I love looking at artists for color. I will screenshot a million things on my phone to never find again. But a few of them will stick in my brain. And
Yeah,
so I love that. And then it's so cliche, but I still love Pinterest.
I hear
And
that.
and the
Yeah,
vibe there for me is you could find something that you don't know if it was pinned yesterday, if it's a current
yeah,
trend, or if it was pinned 6 years ago. But if you like it, you like it. And I
yeah.
think that's what has drawn me into that. And I mean, the algorithm at Pinterest has me to a T. So like I totally vibe there and I love it. So Pinterest is my place.
That's cool. I was going to ask you what advice you would give us to note to sharpen our ability to notice trends, and I'm assuming that would be one of your tips.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think if you're on any social media, trends are being pushed your way without you even knowing.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think it really just comes down to if you like something, if it feels good, it feels right, then go with it. I mean, that's the big thing right now with the maximalism. You don't have to do anything cookie cutter. It doesn't have to be what everybody else likes. Go for it. And that's what I like. So this is the moment. So if you want to go off kilter, go now, do it kind of thing.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Now, I've been to both the Texas and Mexico facilities, and I've always been impressed with Numo. And for our attendees today, Something I love to ask is what's the most overlooked aspect about Numo that we should know about taking away from the webinar today?
Uh, Definitely that we make things. I mean, we are not going to China, getting a bulk lot of tote bags to then print a logo on. We literally are making things and we are offering people just that, things that they want. So broader color assortments because they want it, fully customizable because they want it, and just not playing into the junk that sometimes our industry is known for, that we're trying to really create products that people want, that they don't just like leave a conference and on their way home they toss it in the trash like that,
Yeah.
like ugh, like we hate that. So yeah, so we really want to make products and we are making the products that people want. And all of our creators and our makers are under the same roof, which is like super cool, super special. It's kind of like a unicorn. So we're really proud of that.
When I was visiting the Mexico facility, I walked in and there was a training program going on with the embroidery machines over there to the right, and a bunch of faces. It was really cool, super cool to see it.
Oh.
Okay, if we have any questions, feel free to throw them in the chat. Paulina, I don't even know if we activated the chat for this because we knew it was going to be a fast conversation. But if you have any last questions, let me ask SP maybe one or two more questions. What is the best way for distributors to begin working with Numo?
I would say get on our website, get familiar with our website, sign up for our text and emails. That's where we're putting all of our newest things out there. And then for sure we have, customer service. So we have email, we have phone, we have live chat, that you'd actually talk to people. So yeah, and then request virtuals. We have an amazing team of artists that can give you some beautiful virtuals.
Very cool. One last look here at Numo's website. Of course, don't forget about collections that you can add to your presentations. You can create a shop so easy with Numo products. And then, of course, if you loved the trends we talked about here today from the backpack, you can subscribe at commonsku.com/blog. And that's it. SP, that was easy, right? We had a
That was
blast.
easy.
That was
That was
fun.
great.
Thanks, everybody. We promised it would be under 30 minutes, and thanks for taking a little bit out of your time. We hope we provide you a little inspiration, and tune in next time as we'll chat more trends. But SP, we hope this is not the last time, and we see you again.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You bet. Take care.